So
Modern Movement of America, touching
Visit
lives,
them online at
securing futures.
Is your office technology
Give them a
holding
call
your business
at
back? At Hamilton,
402-590-5800.
we're more than just an IT provider. We're your partner, focused
Hi,
on
Sean
building
Callahan here for
integrated
Couple
technology
Chevrolet
solutions
GMC on
tailored to
behalf
your
of the
business
entire
needs,
Couple
both
team.
today and
I'd
for
like
the
to say
future.
thank
We know
you
that
to
every
all of our
business
loyal
is unique,
customers
and that's
and
why we
employees
provide the
that allowed us
services
to
and
become one of the
support
most
you need,
successful
and nothing
GM
you don't.
dealerships
We
in the
believe that
country for the
together,
past
you can
50
continue to
years. So
serve
we
and
are
support your
celebrating that
customers
with some
while knowing
huge
that your
discounts. Right
technology
now,
is
we
taken
have a
care of. Hamilton Business
$13,500
Technology,
MSRP,
real people, real
0%
technology
APR on
solutions.
select
Connect
models,
with us
new
at
Blazer EVs, or
hamiltonisbusiness.com.
leasing
Things that
279
impair you
with
come in
zero
many
down.
different
Check us
shapes
out
and
online at
sizes.
couplecars.com.
Some are the shape of
All
beer
deals
and
with
liquor
Blue Credit,
bottles.
C-dealer
Others look like cigarettes
Empower a
but aren't
child today with
cigarettes
the
at all.
Teammates
These are the
Mentoring
things we
Program.
know
Hope
impair
is only a
us, the things our
conversation
parents
away
warned
when you
us
choose
about.
to share
What
your
we're not
talent,
always
time,
aware
and
of is
heart
our
with
new
a child.
prescription.
Together,
The
you can build a
over-the-counter medicine we
relationship
picked
based
up
on
just for
strengths
allergies
and chart a brighter
or a bad
future,
cold.
1 week
See,
at a
it doesn't
time.
just
Find out
matter
how you can be a
much
mentor
of a
by
substance
visiting
you take.
LinkedInTeammates.org.
You are impaired.
Become what
Driving
you needed
is
as a kid by
deceptively
joining the
dangerous.
Teammates
Don't
Mentoring
drive
Program
impaired.
today.
Paid for by the
Automotive
NDOT Highway
Solutions is
Safety
Lincoln's
Office.
one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their
burn-in sandwiches, and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken,
or go
a
to
full slab of ribs, and so much more.
automotiveSolutions.Lincoln.com to learn
Mulberry
more.
Barbecue
That's
open
Automotive
Monday to
Solutions
Saturday
on
from
2024
11 a.m. to
Southwest
8
5th Street
p.m.
in Lincoln.
at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Hey farmers,
And now,
do you run a
at
precision planting
6125
monitor in your
Apples
planter
Way in
tractor?
South
Blake
Lincoln.
Farm
Rashawn
Outfitters
Jackson
is
here for
hosting our
Bauer
annual
Infrastructure,
2020
a veteran-owned
Monitor Clinic
local
at the
company
Holta Center
proudly
in
serving
York
Lincoln,
on
Lancaster
Wednesday, March
County and the
19th.
surrounding
They'll
areas.
run through
Bauer
everything on the
provides
monitor,
quality
from
work at
basic
an
setup to
affordable
more
price,
complex
and they're
downforce
growing
settings,
rapidly.
and
If you
everything in
want to
between.
experience a
You'll learn
career with the
key
fast
principles
pace,
behind some of the
family-friendly
monitor
environment,
settings and will
visit
leave refreshed and ready to plant.
BauerInfrastructure.com. They have
Representatives from
top-of-the-line
Precision Planting
benefits,
will be on
year-round
hand
work,
to
even
handle
through
any
the winter.
questions that you can throw at them.
Usher in the
Visit
new era of
BlakeFarmOutfitters.com
infrastructure to
for
an
all the
area near
details
you.
and to
And as
reserve your spot.
always,
This is
go
Lincoln
Big
Home for Sports Talk
Red!
on the FM dial.
A new
Also
year means
online
it's time to try new
at
things.
FM.com.
If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through March 4th is $1 off crisscross pretzels, buy one, get one free on hot dogs, and $2 off Piedmontese brats. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
You hungry? You know you are. We got chicken fingers, crunchy, fries are golden crispy, baby. Yo, don't forget about the cane sauce, baby. Ooh, right, it hits the spot. One love.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Step into the world of gymnastics with Nebraska women's gymnast and Canadian world team member, Emma Spence.
She got a bronze in the all-arounder, bronze on beam. And who knows if she'll get another medal. But that was a very confident performance.
This is Beyond the Routine with Spence.
Hitting all her handstands, connecting all her release moves, and landing that dismount. That's Emma Spence for you.
Sponsored by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, Emma Spence.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Routine. I'm your host, Emma Spence, and my special guest here tonight is Chris Heiser. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So Chris is a men's gymnast here at Nebraska. He is from Massachusetts. He trains all around, and he studies nutritional sciences and dietetics.
That's correct. Yep, I'm a East Coast guy. Brought out here to the Midwest, and it's been great ever since.
That's awesome. So, want to start talking a little bit about how you got into gymnastics, a little bit of your career path, and how you got to NCAA.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we'll take it back to how I initially started in the sport. I think it's a very common start. I started out in those mommy and me classes, when you're 3 years old and you get a little tumble time with mom, and just a great atmosphere there. So I progressed through that team competition and atmosphere, and just made my way up to JO nationals and national team, or elite team, sorry, for our region, and then just made my way there through high school, and here I am now in Nebraska. So it's been great. That progression of like junior competition to college competition has really opened my eyes, and we could dive into that a little bit more later today too.
So when you started gymnastics, or when you started getting like really into it, did you think that you were wanting to do NCAA, or was it more like the elite path and then this happened?
Absolutely. Yeah. So from about middle school, I think I realized that's when I wanted to go to collegiate gymnastics. And then high school, it started to become more and more real. I could actually, picture it when you're going to competitions and you see the coaches there, watching and analyzing the younger gymnasts, and they're there, and you're like, oh my gosh, I wanna compete for this coach here. You see the team competing underneath that same coach, and you're just drawn to it as a natural competitor. And around that middle school age was when I realized this is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Were you like talking to other schools, or going to camps or anything? I don't fully know how it works for like the men's side of things.
Sure, yeah. So for the men's, we do have summer camps are usually the most popular, and you usually travel to summer camps in your sophomore year, sophomore and junior, so that by your senior year you have to commit. I think the signing day is November of our senior year.
Okay.
So college coaches can't even talk to you person to person until about August or September of your junior year. So to get your name out there, you go to summer camps.
Okay.
And so I actually never went to a single summer camp for any college. So I kind of did a poor job trying to get my name out there, but we did have a lot of regionally summer camps. So that I'm from Massachusetts, as we said, so I went to Springfield College, and that's where we had our summer camps for our regional elite. And luckily, we've had some very special guests come to those camps. A couple of them fellow Big Ten college coaches. So I was able to get my name out there slowly, but I'd never been to a specific team college camp.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, all right. So I guess I forgot to mention that you're a senior. So we came in as freshmen the same year, graduating the same year. So my recruiting process was different, I guess, because of COVID. Did COVID impact yours as well?
Absolutely. Yeah. I never traveled to the state of Nebraska. Kind of likewise. It was an interesting time point, coming in, graduating high school in 2021 and shut down of travel. Like we couldn't really travel anywhere. And so Zoom was the way we had our recruiting trips, essentially.
Okay. Yeah. I was wondering if that worked, because I know some of the girls from my class were able to come visit before, like a couple of years ago. But some of us did have to come in, like literally just move here.
Oh yeah. I was driving out for the summer orientation with my mom, and we had summer orientation, I want to say like July, 8th. And then the next day classes started. So I drove out there it was like a 21-hour drive in my car. My mom and I loaded the car, and we just booked it out to the Midwest in Nebraska. And I think it was like halfway through the car ride, and I just kind of turned to my mom and I was like, I'm just really, moving out to a place I've never been in my life. And she's like, oh, you'll do great. You'll do great. And she's never been wrong. So
yeah. Oh, that's so good. I didn't realize it was that far.
Oh yeah. So
even for me, it's like, I think a 16, 17-hour drive.
Absolutely. It's a longer drive. We've been able to chip it down a little bit. I think the first time was more like 22, and now I think the last time I drove home was like 20 hours. So we've made our way. A little more efficient. Yeah, a little more efficient.
Yep. Yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, it's crazy how much COVID impacted how people were committing and all that. And especially like, I don't know, personally, I didn't even really know what Nebraska was until like a year before I came here.
I took my geography courses, but I couldn't point it out on the map. Like I couldn't tell you where the state of Nebraska was on the US map if it wasn't labeled.
Yeah.
prior to coming out here. Now I can.
Honestly, I don't.
Yep.
I think I could, but don't hold me
It's
to it.
it's there. It'll be there.
Mm-hmm. So, why did you end up choosing Nebraska?
Great question. So I have my club coach. He was 1984 Olympic teammates with one of the assistant coaches here.
Okay.
So my club coach's name is Tim Daggett.
Oh, okay.
And so he was teammates with Jim Hartung at the 1984 Olympic Games for men's gymnastics, where they won the first men's gymnastics team gold. And so it was a huge deal in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've always had a tight bond and a great friendship. And so I had Tim actually send a text to Jim to be like, hey, trying to promote my name because I hadn't heard from any colleges at all.
Yeah.
At this point, it's summer of junior going into senior year, and I haven't really heard anything. And so Tim actually gave Jim a call, and they talked it up a little bit. And so that's when I started hearing back from one of our other coaches, John.
Okay.
And he's more of the recruiting coach.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw John. He FaceTimed me like a couple of weeks after that call with Jim. And he just started doing everything that he possibly could to recruit us here.
Okay.
So he took his laptop on a Zoom call,
Mhm.
and he walked me around the entire Bob Devaney facility.
I had that with Heather
and
too.
he walked around campus like a day-to-day interaction of,
Mhm.
okay, this will be generally what you do every day. Like you'll walk from the dorms, you'll go get training table, get some food, and then you'll
Mhm.
walk to Devaney. And it's just going fully out of his way in the gymnastics aspect.
Mhm.
That was just, all right, check that box right off.
Yeah.
And then we went to academics. I started getting to know my academic advisor,
Mhm.
and she just started leading the way of, she planned everything out for my academics. It was initially, her name was Trish, and she just did a fantastic job lining up my whole 4 years,
Mhm.
my academic schedule. And, it just really catered to the person aspect of like, all right, we know you're a student athlete, but you're a person first, and we're going to try and connect with you on that personal level, and then we'll get you there as that student athlete.
Yeah. No, for sure. The amount of effort I feel like that they put in, because I feel like it's a lot easier to have someone come on campus and you just bring them around, but having to like FaceTime and walk through everything and explain everything and introduce to other people. Like I remember Heather showing me the football field.
Yeah.
Like going through the like walkway on FaceTime and seeing the football field. I was like, this is insane.
It's so cool. It's so cool. And now getting to do that daily.
Literally every day.
Every
just
day.
being able to walk around there is just incredible.
Mhm.
For sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, that's so great. So what would you say your favorite parts of being in Nebraska now?
Ooh, I would have to say I'm a big people person. So I love
course.
the communication with other athletes.
Yeah.
We are very fortunate. I don't know if you've talked about our training table on the show.
You can give it a shout out all you want.
We've talked. We have the best nutrition in I would say probably the entire NCAA. I know for sure in the Big Ten, but we have a brand new facility for our dining hall, and we're just able to connect with other athletes at every part of the day. Seeing other athletes, we all go through the same struggles. We have early lifts, then you have practice, and then you got to find time for school. Some people are doing some working a job or an internship, so we're all able to connect on that level. And having that central hub of our new building over there, we're able to keep that camaraderie amongst all the other athletes. So I'd say that's probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
I just get so much joy going and talking to other people from, whether it's football, baseball, soccer, women's gym. I just any other athlete interaction is just it's a great joy every single day.
Yeah, you do such a great job with that. And just like interacting and getting to know people from other teams. Would you say there's another team that you're probably like the closest with, or that you spend the most time with other than your own?
I would say aside from women's gym, because we're with women's gym, I think basically
Every
all
day.
the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I'd say right now probably soccer.
Okay.
We like half our team has gone to all the home soccer matches, and we're just big supporters of soccer.
Yeah.
And just so huge shout out to soccer right there.
Yeah, no, those girls are amazing.
Yeah, they're awesome.
That's so good. So how's your season going so far?
Yeah,
Get into that a little bit.
we're about to hit our halfway point. We leave for Cal Berkeley next week, and we just had our first home meet last weekend. We had not quite a duel, but we had our double competition last week where we competed at 1 and the ladies competed at 7. And we're getting our feet underneath us.
Yeah.
We don't quite have everything in place yet, but then again, we want to be ready in mid-April.
Yeah.
Not necessarily mid-February. So we're slowly getting the ball rolling. We've had a couple unfortunate injuries. So 2 of our captains have injured themselves. One with a very freak accident, and then another just getting his knee replaced, not replaced, getting his knee scraped and
cleaned out.
WD-40 basically on the knee.
Yeah.
So it's been a rough start, but we're starting to pick it up. We're starting to get stuff rolling.
That's good. And how do you feel like as an individual going into this as your senior year?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this since the end of last season. I'm a big thinker.
Okay.
And so I've been enjoying the process of the off season leading up into how I wanted my senior year to go. I guess like freshman year, sophomore year, I was way more goal oriented. And I wanted to hit this score. I wanted to do this. I wanted to stick this dismount. I think every single day this year in training, which is what I practiced in the off season, was being more system driven. And knowing that, yes, the goal is still to win a Big Ten title as a team. But in order to get there, what systems do we have to have in place? Every single day in training has to direct yourself towards that goal in mind. And so, sure, you might stick a dismount, but that doesn't determine, like, if I stuck a dismount on a Monday, I can't carry that over to Friday and just be, complacent with that Monday stick. So it's a lot more taking the whole outlook of it rather than just one single piece. I think that's a maturity aspect from the mental side, just developing from freshman year and sophomore year.
Yeah. How does the team feel, I guess, going into this year? Because you guys did win Big Tens last year.
Correct.
So how do you feel like approaching this season? Is it any different?
Yeah, I think once we've tasted that feeling of, seeing the whole culmination of your work, in front of you with a trophy, with the Big Ten hats, and coaches hugging each other, just saying, we finally did it. It fuels my fire, and it fuels a lot of the guys' fires too. Like we want to get back there again, and we want to actually do better than we did last year. So we won regular season Big Ten last year, which is the first time we'd ever done that, team history. And so we're pushing for regular season as well as Big Ten tournament champions. So it weighs a lot for sure, because looking back to last year, you can compare across years. But I always like to say, you can't compare necessarily everything at all the time. Like if you comparison is what makes people bitter, and competition is what makes people better.
Yeah.
So if we can when we compare ourselves to last year, it's a lot easier to get really mentally shut down and frustrated, versus if we compete against ourselves from the previous year. So I look at my rings routine, let's say from last year, and I compete against how I performed last year. So if I improve this year, then I'm inching ourselves closer to that system-oriented goal.
That's a really great way to look at it. I like that a lot. So as an individual, do you have any specific goals that you're looking towards?
Absolutely. Yeah. That one big title that people work towards, I'd say in men's gymnastics and any gymnastics is All-American, the All-American title. And so last year, my end of the year goal was to, my end of the year personal goal was to try an All-American on rings. And so we had to, my coach John and we had to pick apart my routine from day 1 into day 2, and try and move pieces around in order to perform my routine to the best possible outcome, in order to put myself in the runnings for All-American. So in order to All-American, you have to place top 8 on a specific event for men's gymnastics, day 2 of NCAAs.
Day 2.
Day 2.
Okay.
So day 1 gets thrown away, and then day 2 gets. So if your team moves on, 12 teams make it to day 1 of NCAAs, and then moving on from day 1 to day 2, 6 teams are dropped, so 6 teams remain in the team running, and then from those 6 teams, and then individual qualifiers can qualify in.
Okay.
Then you got to make the top 8. So, long story short, I fell a little short of that goal last year for All-American. So this year, that end of the year goal is to truly achieve that All-American status on rings.
That's awesome. So what events do you compete most frequently?
Most frequently, I would say floor and rings.
Okay.
Yeah, I train. I like to say I train all the events, but when you get into the nitty gritty of the season, my value supplied to the team is more catered towards floor and rings. Yeah.
And especially with this season, you guys have like less competition spots than usual, right?
Correct. Yep. You want me to touch on that a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't fully understand.
So we have a system in place that's called 4 up, 4 count, which means
4 is insane.
4. Yeah. So there's no room for margin. So we can compare it like women's gymnastics is 6 up, 5 count, which means six ladies go up and compete. And from those 6 routines, you get to take the 5 highest scores. For the men, we just dropped this year from 5 up, 5 count to 4 up, 4 count, which means, if the first guy goes up and falls, you can't drop that routine. You just gotta, the other 3 guys have even more pressure on them, and they have to hit their routines.
Yeah. Do you know why they changed it? Like you already had 5 up, 5 count. Why would they drop it to 4?
I think they're just pushing for perfection even more.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know the full reason, but I know with all the changing of the code of points, they're pushing for harder routines. So I think they're just pushing a wow factor. So I think in narrowing the pool that you can pull from, just makes it more prone to get a wow factor from the audience.
Yeah. That's actually so crazy. And how many guys do you have on the team right now?
We currently have 19. Yep.
19.
And then so from that 19, only 12 gymnasts get to compete every meet. So coaches have a very difficult decision in order to make lineups. So the men's gymnastics has 6 events.
Yep.
And women's have 4. So we have to pick 4 athletes each event. And then you can have 4 different athletes, let's say, compete floor versus compete pommel horse. However, in the span of all 6 events being competed, you can't take more than 12 different gymnasts. So it puts a lot of pressure on coaches. It puts a lot of pressure on coaches to pick the best lineups that will give them the highest score, and just not have any big errors. You want to pick the best routines, but sometimes, like last year, there were a lot of pommel horse specialists. Guys that only competed pommel horse. This year, it's very, very slim in the single specialty events.
Wow. And then people do all around, and that takes away like a whole spot, basically.
Yep.
Wow.
So doing more events does help your case, but having, if you have 3 events, let's say, that are really solid, that helps your case more than doing all around and being, okay at all around. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. So one thing I wanted to touch on and kind of advertise a little bit is our meet on March 8th.
Yes. That meet coming up. So men, I believe, compete again at 1:00, and the women compete at 7 p.m. over at that Bob Devaney Sports Center. And it's just a great atmosphere. We have the best Big Ten competition environment.
Yes.
I think every time a team comes and competes here, they're just looking up in the stands and just, oh my gosh, this place is beautiful. Like we are so fortunate to compete in Bob Devaney every home meet.
Yes. And I love how, they're doing men's first, and then we're going a couple hours later. So hopefully people come in to watch, come watch the men's team, and then stay a little bit longer and watching the women's team. It's going to be a great competition.
It'll be great. A little biased, but gymnastics is very fun to watch. A little bit biased there.
Definitely. And the fan engagement helps so much. Usually they do little giveaways. I believe for us, it's our pink meet.
Oh, nice.
So we'll be wearing pink Leos, which is fun. We only get to do that once a year.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. I mean, personally, from the guys aspect, we love having people in the stands. You know, the more people cheering when we land or stick or dismount, the better.
Yeah.
It gives that home field advantage a little bit more too. You know, getting more fans in the stands, more people sitting down and watching and cheering is just it makes the gymnast feel better at home. And more situated at home. You know, they're more comfortable. And we feel very, very fortunate. Very appreciated. So
comfortable, supported, and just it gives energy.
Absolutely.
Like having people in the stands cheering, like you really feel that energy when you're out there on the floor, and it helps the performance.
Yeah,
and it helps with the vibes.
Yeah, we've been to some competition sites like Penn State 2 years ago. So my sophomore year, we went there for a dual competition. So just us in Penn State, and they might have had like 100 people in the stands, and you could hear everyone say anything. It was so quiet, and it was just, it's not the same as Devaney. Devaney gets so loud, and it's rocking. It's rocking in Devaney.
It is. And I think another fun thing to mention is, like, you know how they have like that leaderboard, like the scoreboard thing in the middle, and they do like all those interactive things with the crowd.
Yeah, we do Who's That Husker? You do there's a Get Up and Dance.
The dancing
one. It's great. Bob Devaney is the best competition environment for men's gymnastics in general.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, if anyone's listening, please come out and support Huskers Gymnastics on March 8th at 1 p.m. and then stick around until 7 p.m. to watch women's gym too.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, how about on that note, we'll head over to our first break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back. You are listening to Beyond the Routine with Emma Spence and Chris Heiser.
You hungry? You know you are. We got chicken fingers, crunchy, fries are golden crispy, baby. Yo, don't forget about the cane sauce, baby. Ooh, right, here's the spot. Hello.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Back to Beyond the Routine with Spence on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
Welcome back to Beyond the Routine. I'm your host, Emma Spence, and my special guest here tonight is men's Nebraska gymnast Chris Heiser. Welcome back.
Thank you for being here. I'm grateful to be here.
So we were just talking about this a little bit, but I want to go into depth a little bit more, even on your opinion on how men's gym isn't like as popular of a sport as it used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd say around 2004. After 2004, men's gym started dropping in popularity a little bit. The reason, not 100% sure. I think a lot of it had to do with getting into specifics here. We changed our code of points.
Okay.
So the way the team or the way the fans see the score, it's not a 10.0 anymore. Like you watch women's college gymnastics and it's still scored out of a 10.0. Men's college gymnastics, you can get up to, there's technically no cap.
Yeah.
You can get up to 15 plus in men's gymnastics. And, from a fan's perspective, how does a fan know if a 12 is good or if a 13 is good? So I think the fact of changing the code has made it more difficult to follow along from a supporting perspective. We're doing a lot of stuff to try and figure out how to bridge that gap, whether it's to return back to the 10.0 scale and then have a conversion system so that we can keep our current scoring so that it doesn't change too much. But that's again nitty gritty.
Yeah.
But it's definitely dropped off in popularity for sure. But I think this last 2024 Olympics was great for men's gymnastics. You know, Steven Ederosik and Superman with his glasses and the
Yes.
Rubik's Cube, and then Frederick Richards from Michigan just put USA back on the map a little bit
Yep.
more for men's gymnastics.
That's awesome. Do you think it's more of like an NCAA thing or like an elite thing? Because I feel like worldwide, like men's elite gymnastics is probably about the same.
Yeah.
But it's more like when you look at the NCAA side of things, the NCAA keeps kind of like removing programs and like removing schools.
Right. So I'd say it's more so USA
Okay.
in total.
Okay, that makes sense.
If you go to Germany, you still have the Bundesliga for Germany, where
Mhm.
you'll have a couple hundred people, maybe a little over 1,000 people at a small local competition, and that'll happen every weekend. And you get, it's a professional league, so you pay the athletes. So it's very popular over in Germany, and in Asia, it's very popular.
Mhm.
The best men's gymnast ever is Japanese Kohei Uchimura.
Yes.
So Japan is very popular for gymnastics. China is very popular for gymnastics. So it seems to be mostly USA.
Okay.
That's dwindling a little bit, but we're trying to pick it back up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then after the last Olympics, I'm sure, things
Yeah,
are
we're trying to
coming back
bank
up.
on that. It opened the door for men's
Yes.
gymnastics again, and it was huge for that Olympic team to perform the way that they performed.
Yes.
And we take such immense pride in those gymnasts that competed and represented us.
Yeah, it is so cool. And then even like watching Steven on Dancing with the Stars
Absolutely.
after.
Oh man, Dancing with the Stars is one of my favorite shows now. I hadn't watched it in many years. You know, my grandmother showed the show to me,
Mhm.
introduced the show to me, and I hadn't seen it since this last season when
Yeah.
Steven was on it. Oh man, I
It was
couldn't stop
good.
watching. I couldn't.
Mhm.
It was great.
Especially after an Olympics when they have the Olympians in
Mhm.
there. It's just so awesome to watch.
Oh yeah, it was a great year for Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. So would you say there are any ways that people can kind of support or help with this kind of not issue with
Sure.
men's gym, but like, I don't know, get more engaged or be more aware and
Sure.
support?
Yeah, I think if people are in Lincoln or in the Nebraska area, easiest thing would be to attend one of our gymnastics competitions.
Yeah.
You know, tickets are free. We do not charge for admissions to come in and watch our meets. But I think just getting more aware of the sport,
Mhm.
and social media is a great avenue for that.
Yes.
Frederick Richards, Frederick Flips on social media is great. You know,
Mhm.
he has a couple 100,000 on Instagram, probably a couple million on TikTok. So he's reaching a plethora of people out there.
Mhm.
But I think just understanding the sport more,
Yeah.
and best way to do that is to attend a gymnastics competition.
Yeah.
And if you're not in the Nebraska area, just try and find. We do travel quite a bit, so some of our teammates right now are actually just
Oh, yeah,
finished
you
a
gotta
competition
share
in
this
Louisville,
news.
Kentucky. So we, as the Nebraska men's gymnastics, we now have 2 members of your USA senior national team. So they only have about 13 to 15 athletes that represent the entire US men's national team, and 2 of those guys have just qualified from Nebraska. So it's a massive deal. We've only had, prior to 2 years ago, we had never had someone on the national team in 25 years. So
Wow.
one of our gymnasts, Taylor Christopoulos, had just requalified. So he's a great gymnast to keep an eye on and to watch for that 2028 as well. But then Alexander Natashi
Yeah.
just came up. He's a sophomore. He's been a great junior level competitor, but he just had a rockin' day 1 and day 2, and
Mhm.
made senior national team based on that. So
Yeah,
just
that's
more, yeah.
so exciting.
It's great. It's great.
Super exciting for you guys. And then you
Mhm.
have Yanni on the
Yanni,
Canadian national
absolutely.
team.
Yep.
And then
Olympic alternate for Canada.
yes,
Yep.
and then Luke
And Luke
represents
James.
South Africa.
Oh yeah. We have the diversity of different gymnasts from different places. You know, there's a new freshman on our team who's been training in Romania
Oh,
for the last 3 years with their national team. His name is Nick Tarka.
Mhm.
Technically from Tennessee, but he's got dual citizenship in Romania.
Okay.
So men's gymnastics is very diverse, and you can get a lot of different athletes, and it's just a great little melting pot that we have here.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So, yes, please come out and support men's gymnastics, especially here at Nebraska. They are doing great things, and it'll be definitely worth your time.
We really appreciate it. And if you're not a fan of sports, we like to say we're great people too. But
Oh, yeah, for sure.
you never know if people are into the sporting aspect. But
Yeah, I mean, you guys probably get to engage with the audience afterwards too.
absolutely, yeah,
Autographs
we
and
do
just talking to
autographs. We
people.
love talking to fans and engaging with anyone that comes to support us, because gymnastics is such a small community
Mhm.
that we love to share, and we love to learn about the people who come and watch.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mhm.
So you graduate when I graduate in May.
Yep.
What are your plans for after that? LA 2028?
LA 20, that's the goal. So I'm going to stay here and train. I am very
Okay.
fortunate that I've been allowed to stay and train with Taylor Christopoulos. Actually, he'll stay and train as well.
He
So
also
the two of us.
graduates?
He
Okay.
graduated last year, but he's a graduate student right
Okay.
now. So we'll stay and train. We're actually roommates right now too, so get to know that guy pretty well, and just stay and train as teammates, and shoot my shot for senior national team. It's a stepping stone process. So
Yeah.
shoot your spot for senior national team during an Olympic year. Go for the Olympics. Make your biggest strides, push your hardest routines, and really hope you stick the dismounts at Olympic trials, and then see how the Olympic selection committee chooses.
Yeah, no, that's super exciting. What do you plan on doing after, like, based on like your major and everything like that? What do you want to do?
So my big goal, to once I complete my gymnastics career, would be to own my own strength and conditioning gym.
Okay.
So
nice.
I'm a big exercise science guy, and I enjoy everything in terms of, I'm currently in a biomechanics of human movement class. So I love learning about how the body moves, and in what ways you can keep the body healthier, because we're in a society where injuries are very prone, especially coming from the athletics point of view.
Yeah.
And I would like to couple that strength and conditioning gym with a physical therapy gym, because I bet, dealing with injuries on your own too, injuries arise. They'll always be there in athletics and in day-to-day life. So if I can incorporate a physical therapy business alongside that, my mentor back home, he says, if you're coming back to the East Coast, I'd love to do a partnership with you. He's been running the floor of a physical therapy
Oh, that's that's
business
so cool.
for 10 years, and so he would take on the PT ground level stuff, and I would kind of oversee the strength and conditioning, and we just run that through.
Yeah, that's awesome. That'll be really cool. I could definitely see you doing that,
Mhm.
especially like the people person
Oh
side
yeah,
of you. Like you would love that.
I would love to bounce in and out of, going to the strength gym, and ideally it would be a central hub. Like you'd have
Yeah.
strength building attached to the PT building.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Mhm.
So, kind of, I don't know, different topic.
Switching
now.
topics, switching gears. Let's switch gears.
So like we mentioned earlier, men's and women's gym train together, like basically every day.
Yep.
What's that like?
Oh, it's
I don't know.
great.
Give the viewers a little insight on what that's like.
It's great. So I love to consider the women's team to be like they're all my sisters. Like I love all the women's gymnasts, and we're very fortunate to have a building where we can, kind of train at the same time. So we have two big garage doors that open up, and you can hear the music coming in and out. So if someone's doing like a floor routine, I'll recognize someone's floor music. I'll peep my head over and just kind of cheer the women's team on, and you get to call out a stick whenever you see a stick, and that's just super fun to cross avenues a little bit, because it's so easy to get stuck up in the day-to-day work as an athlete, and it's just great to break that up a little bit, to make people enjoy what they're doing every day, and
For sure.
to smile, and to just laugh and have a good time, because how fortunate are we to be athletes? It's a great time.
Exactly. And then the shared training room as well.
Yep. We have two great trainers that
The trainers, yeah.
they're awesome. Tom and Jacob. They're amazing. We're really fortunate. Tom was actually the 84 trainer for Team UCLA. So he was the trainer for my coach, Tim, actually, when Tim was at college. So
That's crazy.
Just small worlds,
Yes.
small world connections there.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, being able to interact with you guys, and it's kind of like, I don't know, we go through the same things.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a little bit different, but like we really do the same kind of things in the
Right.
gym, same warm-ups and
Mhm.
prehabs and
Yep.
rehabs, and even in the training room, like at the stadium,
Right.
we all run into each other and work together, which is really fun. And especially last year when I had to train with you guys because our
Yes.
coaches were
Yep.
gone.
Over the summer, right? Yep.
Yeah, and I was training for
Just
the Olympic stuff.
pulled Emma into our gym and she's like, "Hey, just come on and do vault, do floor over here. Like we'll
Yeah.
cheer you on because that's what it is. Gymnastics is a community, and it's
Mhm.
already small. So
Yeah, and even your coaches were offering to spot me
Oh,
because
yeah.
my coaches were off recruiting. I was like, all right, I guess
Yeah.
I'm just gonna train in the women or the
it's
men's gym
great.
today.
It's a great time, you know.
Yeah.
And training with the women's team, you could also notice when, like, you could probably notice the same with the guys' team when someone's not having a great day. You can notice that, and you just kind of words of encouragement, and
Yeah.
a couple extra cheers every now and then goes a long way.
Yeah, and especially in the training room, I feel like I'll walk in and one of you guys are just like laying down.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how's it going? They're like, oh, you know how it is. It's like,
And
yeah,
it's just
I do
a
know
chuckle.
how it
It's
is.
just you just chuckle, get over it, and
Yeah.
just can find people who can bond over that with you too.
Yeah, I think it's really great. Would you say there are any like similarities or differences that like stand out to you right away when you like compare the two?
Women's team and men's team. So
Mhm.
we've definitely picked up. I'd say our side has picked up our conditioning this year.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys feel, but we're definitely like bigger on strength and conditioning this go around. Seeing how much benefit that can have for
Yeah.
your performance in your sport. Go figure. That's kind of how strength and conditioning started. So
Oh yeah, because we would also lift together in the
Yep.
morning.
Mornings.
Forgot about
Yep.
that. We're like
Preseason
really
lifting
early
at the same time.
mornings
Yep.
at the
You guys would
stadium.
lift at like 6:30. We would stroll in around 6:45, 7 o'clock. You
Yeah.
know, we're still like waking up, and the girls' team's pushing a bunch of weight, and we're like, oh wow, we cannot talk because the girls' team got here earlier than us, and
Yeah.
so it's a great time.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then even like playing volleyball at the beginning practice, for
absolute-
example. You've
that's
been
one of
really
that's
joining
one of my
in
favorite things.
with that.
So the women's team they practice at 1 and we start at 2. And if I can find time, with school, if I can get out of class early enough, I try and hop over to the gym before 1 o'clock so I can get in a little volleyball warm up.
Mhm.
And it's just a great time to connect and to bridge more gaps. It's great.
Yeah, definitely. Really great vibes between both of our teams, I'd
Mhm.
say.
Oh yeah, it's gotten even better. I think my freshman year was a little bit
Yeah. And honestly,
quiet.
I feel like it was more like our classes
Right.
that kind of
Our
like
classes
led
meshed
that.
together pretty well, and
Yeah.
and like we said, when we came in, we would hang out pretty frequently.
Mhm.
So I think it's gotten better as we progressed, and just trying to harbor that connection, that bond with other gymnasts.
Yeah, because it's something I would say that not many other people really understand unless you're like actually doing it. So being able to relate with other people that are going through it is great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, let's head into our last break. We'll be right back. You are listening to Beyond the Routine with Emma Spence and Chris Heiser.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Beyond the Routine with Spence on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
Welcome back to Beyond the Routine. I'm your host, Emma Spence, and my special guest here tonight is Chris Heiser, men's Nebraska gymnastics member, athlete. I don't know how to word that.
That works. Yeah.
So before we get into the rapid fire questions, you wanted to share some words, I guess, that you live by or that kind of inspire you day to day.
Yeah, I just kind of have a couple quotes that I read a couple of times a day just to make sure that I'm pursuing my life the way I kind of want to. And that one, the first one I had was it was made known to me, sophomore year of high school during
Okay.
COVID stuff. And that quote is a dream you don't fight for can haunt you for life. And so that resonates with me every single day that I'm training here in Nebraska. I'm like, okay, if this is my goal, I got to put everything that I can into that goal. So that just kind of that one's close to my heart. And then also, aside from the athlete side, success has nothing to do with the impact that you have on other people's lives. And so we're much more than athletes, like that. And
Mhm. That's
we
really
are
good.
much more than athletes. So everything in life does not. Gymnastics is, yes, it's the main part of my life, but gymnastics is not my life, if that makes sense. Like, we are so much more than just the sport that we do. We're a culmination of other aspects of our life. So yeah, those are my two main quotes that I kind of go by.
Those are so good. I don't think I've heard of those before
Yeah,
either.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're great. Just kind of keep me humble and keep me grounded too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. I love those.
Yep.
So, ready for this rapid fire?
Let's do it.
So I incorporate some of like our team and your team too.
Okay.
All right. First question. Which teammate from either team would survive the longest on a deserted island?
Oh, on a deserted island, I might have to go with, for our team, I would probably say Travis, because he's able to. Oh, never mind. Sorry. I'm sorry, Travis. I would say James. James is a very big. He's very witty. He's from the state of Oregon, so he probably could have some background there and that
Okay.
stuff. From your team, oh man, I would have to say. I don't know why, but Lauren's coming to mind. Lauren Homercillo.
Oh yeah.
I feel like she's coming to mind.
Yeah, I could
feel
see
like
that.
she can work her way through a deserted island, and I don't know how you would get off the island though. I wouldn't pick myself, definitely.
Yeah, no,
because I don't even know how I would get off. But yeah, I would say James and Lauren.
Okay, good
Mhm.
options.
Mhm.
Who on the team has the weirdest superstitions?
The weirdest. Oh, I would have to say, I don't know if they're superstitions, but maybe Chase on our
Okay.
team. He's got a lot of energy, and I think it might just be like nervous energy. So we have our Sunday Sunday stick competition, and we just do our dismounts. We'll be over on PWARs in the way back of the gym. You'll look up at the front of the gym, and Chase is just like walking around, and I'm like, what is going on over here? He's just he gets separate from everyone else just to kind of center himself.
Okay.
But he looks like a little nervous walking around. So I'd say maybe Chase.
Okay.
Chase, yeah.
All right. What is a fun way your or our team interact outside of the gym that people wouldn't know about?
Outside of the gym. So we haven't done it that much this year, but in previous years we've gone to play more and then
That's
country
right.
line dancing. Martina and Clara from Italy kind of
Yeah.
started that off our freshman year. We haven't been as much, but
Gotta go
say
back.
play more. Yeah, well, we got to go back before season's
Yeah.
done and before the year's over. Other than that, we do play volleyball before practice, so it's not like gymnastics related, but
Yeah.
we do that for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. If you could do a skill on the like a women's skill, what would it be? You just like add something to your routine or just
Add
do
something.
it.
So I would say like my skill would be the uneven bars.
Okay.
And I think it looks like an easier skill, but I think it's so satisfying going from the high bar down to the low bar and catching in a handstand.
Yeah.
What's that called? Was it
Like a shoot over.
shoot over?
overshoot.
Yeah, shoot over to handstand.
Yeah.
You do POCs too, right?
Yeah.
That's low bar to high bar. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. If you could swap a men's event out for a women's event, what would it be?
I would go
What would you
parallel
remove? What
bars
would
and
you add?
uneven bars.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And last one, what is a favorite moment between the men's and women's team?
So we actually had a December Christmas party
I
this
was
year.
thinking
It
the
was
same
a great time. Just kind of taking away the stresses of everything else. We were just men's and women's gym hanging out, and
People start breaking out singing. One
a couple of guys were
freshmen
singing.
brought out a guitar,
Yeah,
started
he
singing.
started strumming and serenading everyone. It was great.
You were dancing.
Dance is great. You just let loose.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That was-
That's what we do as a team. Just kind of drop all guards and everything.
Yeah, really great time. That
Mhm.
Christmas party was
It was
definitely a
awesome.
really funny one.
It was awesome.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah,
This was
absolutely.
really
Thank you for
great.
having me. It was great. It was awesome.
Of course. And yeah, don't forget to come out, support Nebraska gymnastics this season for our last few meets. That's the end of the show. So you are listening to Beyond the Routine with Emma Spence and Chris Heiser.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They
When you were a
believe in
kid,
family
clubs were
first,
cool.
taking
Robotics
initiative,
club and
showing
space club
integrity,
and stuff like
rolling
that.
up their
But what do
sleeves
adults
to
get?
support their
Book
local
clubs
communities.
and